Tonight on the TV 24 News, legislative review, offshore energy, Habitat for Humanity, Oxford Fest, Anne of Green Gables. These stories and more, plus weather with Lacey Klontz and sports.
It's now time for the TV 24 News, presented to you by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden.
Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to the TV 24 News. I'm Courtney Lynham.
And I'm Shasta Jones. Here's the news for Wednesday, October 4th, 2023. Alabama State Senator Keith Kelly spoke this morning at the Calhoun County Area Chamber and Visitor Center. He discussed some of the legislature's 2023 achievements and what everyone could expect in the 2024 session. Here are some of the highlight points.
1 gram of fentanyl can kill 500 people. Our law enforcement's hands were tied, and so we tried to give some avenues for that to help them to put some of these folks in jail that need to be. You have first responders that will go and will come, and you've seen some of them OD just because they were exposed to it and had to go to emergency room. So we've also put something in place for if someone that they deal with, a first responder deals with, knowingly exposes a first responder to that, then they are held accountable, and just like they did something purposely. A fine of, I believe it's $50,000. I'll have to check and verify that, and up to 3 years in prison for exposing them. So we're trying to protect them. You've seen what's happened in a lot of the larger cities and things. Basically, here we've got legislation that's fairly complicated, that if you put together and if one or more people are involved in working together on a crime like that, the smash and grabs like you've seen on television now, if you do that in Alabama, we got something for you. It's pretty hefty fines. We've got to protect our retailers. We've got to be able to do jobs, and we've got to be able to go and work in an environment that's safe. We passed legislation that makes it safe for safe boxes to be installed in hospitals and fire departments. There are going to be 10 initially that are going to be private funded for the safe care. We've also extended from, I believe, 72 hours to basically 45 days that can be done. We don't want any babies to be found in a dumpster or anything else, because there's somebody that will want and love that child. And on the list right now, we do have one of those scheduled to come to Anniston. Most of them are going in college town, so we were very proud that hopefully we got one secured for our area. Financial literacy graduation requirement for high schools. This was a bill that started in 2024-25 school year, that 9th graders will receive instructions on balancing the checkbook, principles of money management, retail credit cards, computing interest rates, types of loans, insurance policies, taxation percentages, investment options, and others. I have to, and I mean this no ill will toward anybody, but it is amazing that we have to put that in law. In my business, we have people that come in to apply for a rental property. They're 20 and 21 years old, and they've already trashed their credit or filed for bankruptcy. So, you know, there's a miss somewhere. And we not only have put this into law, but we put the accountability for making sure that it's followed through in as well. Visitation rights legislation. When COVID happened, you know, our healthcare professionals didn't know what they were dealing with. We were having to figure it out. So, you know, as you do, is trial and error. You make some mistakes, some things work. My father-in-law died in the hospital alone because we couldn't be with him even if we were willing to sign away a release or whatever the case. Again, healthcare professionals didn't know what they were dealing with. So I was glad to co-sponsor legislation to where we have the provision in there for that not to happen again. If you're willing to give up certain things, that you can go in and be with a loved one.
It's great when our local politicians share progress with those in the community like Senator Kelly does. He also takes the time to get out and know the people in his district and how they feel on different issues so he can truly represent them well at the state level.
On October 2nd, U.S. Senator Katie Britt from Alabama, along with Senator Bill Cassidy from Louisiana and 4 other Senate colleagues, introduced legislation to prevent administrative actions to shut down offshore energy development. They introduced the Warding Off Hostile Administration Lease Efforts Act, known as the WELL Act. This act would prevent the U.S. Departments of Commerce and Interior from ensuing maritime rules related to the Rice's well that would impede offshore energy development and military activities. Britt said the Biden administration is continually putting a left-wing agenda ahead of common sense and the well-being of hardworking American families, prioritizing partisan activism over economic opportunity and domestic energy dominance is irresponsible and further fueling persistent inflation. I'll continue to fight back against President Biden's reckless regulatory regime, Senator Cassidy said. At the last minute, the Biden administration imposed additional mitigation measures the Department of the Interior previously said were unnecessary and removed 6 million acres offshore for Rice's wells at the request of their environmental donors. We can protect wildlife, military activities, and vital energy production in the Gulf of Mexico at the same time. The Calhoun-Cleburne Habitat for Humanity reopened their application window on Monday, October 2nd, for those wanting to become homeowners through their program. If you or anyone you know would like to apply, please download an application from their website at habitataniston.org, or applications can be picked up from their office located at 310 Industrial Drive, Oxford, or emailed or faxed. For more information, please contact Habitat for Humanity at 256-237-3700.
Oxford Fest is coming up this Saturday, October 7th. It is going to be a great time downtown with lots of different things going on. Lori Denton, spokeswoman for the City of Oxford, spoke with us about it this morning.
Absolutely. So, of course, we are so excited to host Oxford Fest again in downtown Oxford. This has been a tradition for many, many years, and it brings so many people to our region, whether it is vendors or shoppers. We are very excited to welcome them all in the city of Oxford. Without the hard work of our police and our fire department and our paramedics, we would not be able to pull this event off and make it be a safe venue for everyone. If you've ever been to Oxford Fest, you know that the crowds are very large. Just a reminder, we will have some roads closing on Friday at noon in downtown Oxford, and so Main Street and Choccolocco Street will be closing at noon. Always keep that in mind on the weekend when you are traveling, so you'll know to expect some traffic delays, just all the different ways to come into downtown Oxford. I believe we'll have shuttle parking set up again in the mall area, and Oxford Fest does have their own Facebook page that you can visit for more information. But again, we're looking forward to a super successful event. You know, vendors, foods, crafts from all avenues. There's always something there for all ages.
If you do not already have plans this Saturday, come on out for a great day of fun for the whole family.
Yeah, that looks like a lot of fun.
Oxford Fest is a blast. I remember going a long time ago as a kid, so yeah.
I've got some friends of mine who are in a great band, Avenue South, and they are performing at Oxford Fest. So make sure that you look for them on the schedule and go. You will enjoy it.
And all the Miss Alabama volunteer pageant girls, a lot of them from the Oxford area and Gadsden area are going to be out there as well. So if you guys want to meet them, definitely come out for that.
Yeah, sounds fun.
So let's check in really quick with Lacey for a sneak peek at weather.
Ladies, speaking of Oxford Fest, the weather is going to be absolutely perfect for it. We're still seeing the 80s for the next few days, but starting on Saturday, we're going about 10 degrees lower than we have been seeing, and we are finally reaching the 70s for the high. We'll have more of that in just a little while, and also some more news about the Canadian wildfires from a while back. That and more in just a little while. Back to you, ladies.
I feel like I'm back in California with decent weather and wildfire smoke, I think.
Yeah, there is that.
Well, we're going to go to a quick break, but next up, Courtney has a guest from Anne of Green Gables. You're watching the TV 24 News presented by Team 1 Chevrolet of Gadsden.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
There's a special place where overtime gives way to family time, where fast pace becomes a little slower lifestyle. At Campers Unlimited, we can help get you there, where your lake house, beach house, or tailgate headquarters can have the same address. We carry the top brands in America like Grand Design and Forest River. With a large selection, we're sure to have a floor plan that fits your needs. So when you're ready to disconnect in order to reconnect, take the easy drive to Campers Unlimited on Interstate 59 in Gadsden or shop us online at campersunlimited.net.
Hi, welcome to Classic 13. How can I help you? I was thinking about getting a tattoo. Do I need to make an appointment? No, we take walk-ins every day. Let's find someone to help you. Follow me. Okay, if you'll have a seat right here. Thank you.
Come down to Classic 13, where good tattoos aren't cheap, and cheap tattoos ain't good.
In L.M. Montgomery's Anne of Green Gables, Anne Shirley says, "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers." I have with me today Kelly Page, director, and Grace Ann Page, playing Anne Shirley, who alongside a talented cast and crew will be bringing that spirit to the Ritz Theater this weekend with Theater of Gadsden's production of Anne of Green Gables. Welcome! So tell me, Grace Ann, tell me about the character. Is she like you? Are there ways that you're similar?
Yes, we are very similar.
Okay.
One of the ways we're very similar is we're very dramatic.
Oh, okay.
And we're both very hard-headed and stubborn. We're both obviously red-headed. And I love this character so much. It's been so fun to play.
Good. What's your favorite part about the character?
I love how she finds the joy in everything that she does and how much she loves her family. And that
yeah, that's awesome. So Kelly, tell us about directing this play. Do you have a way of working with the character or to the cast to become the characters?
I have been so blessed because the cast that showed up was the perfect cast to play these roles. I have several seasoned performers, Julie Christensen and David Jones, who have just really encompassed their roles, and they have been beautiful, and a cast of teenagers that are amazing. The set designers, I have been truly blessed. Everyone has just done their job and done it seamlessly, so I'm so thankful.
Yeah, those are some great names. So tell us about your experience with directing.
I'm a choreographer by trade, so I really like the choreography aspect, but the last show that I directed was Annie, and we won a regional Broadway award with it. Oh. So picking a bit. I like working with children and young adults. They're my favorite. So I have gotten to do some great things. Directing is
cool. Now, Grace Ann, tell us how much experience do you have on the stage?
I have a lot of experience on the stage. My main thing that I do is dance. I'm a competitive dancer, but I do love to do theater when I get the chance, and some of my favorite roles that I've played are Scout in To Kill a Mockingbird and Amy in Little Women.
Oh, wonderful. Was this a show that was on your radar of things to do?
Yes, this role has always been one of my dream roles. I have loved the book since I was a little girl, and I was named after the book, so I've always wanted to play Anne. Oh, well, congratulations on that.
So that works. So you're named after that role, Anne Shirley, and you get to play it. That's wonderful. Tell us about some of the reasons why people should come see it, or people who might relate to your character and why.
There are many reasons why you should come see the show. One of them is there's so many ups and downs, and this show just makes you feel so many emotions. you'll cry, you'll laugh, you'll fall in love with the characters. It's just amazing.
Well, I'm sold. I look forward to seeing it. And I know you have a special performance on Friday. Tell us about that.
So on Friday, we are doing a show for school children, and the tickets are $5, and it's at 11:45. So there are still seats available. It hit on fall break, so we have seats available, and we would love for anyone to get to come and see this.
Wonderful. So that's 11:45, and then what are the other showings that you have?
We're also doing on Saturday the 7th, there's a 2 o'clock and a 7 o'clock show. And on Sunday there is a 2 o'clock show. You don't want to miss this cast. They just are amazing. I cry every night watching them.
That's a beautiful thing when you get to watch it and from your perspective.
Yes.
And seeing that. And you said the development of characters just came pretty naturally.
It came pretty naturally. The school children, they come on, and at the first read they were all in. They were fantastic, and all of our adult cast is they just embrace their character. Our Marilla, she has talked about how she is really identified with the character because it's a lot of mothering. You have to be a hard mom sometimes. Sometimes it's hard to be a mom, and the ups and downs of having to be the hard line and discipline, but then that she still loves, and that's been a beautiful thing to watch her go up and down with that. And the kids are just joyful, and our Josie Pye just makes you want to I just can't talk about it. But and our Gilbert is fantastic. I can't talk enough about this cast. They just fit perfect.
That's wonderful.
And that doesn't happen every time.
No, it doesn't.
It doesn't happen.
Grace Ann, is there anything else you want to tell our viewers about the show?
I feel like we've covered pretty much everything.
Well, I'm sold. I'm definitely going to come attend, and I'm looking forward to it. Tell us how we can find tickets.
Tickets will be on theaterofgadsden.org. Land of Green Gables is the top show right now, and you'll scroll out under it, and there's a link to click, and it's right there.
Right. So that's a great opportunity on Friday for you to come out with your kids or family, and it's a $5 ticket. That's wonderful. So that's at Friday at 11:45.
Yes, and those tickets are not online. So those you just show up at the door.
Okay.
And there are seats available. So
great. Well, best wishes. Break a leg. I know this is Tech Week, so since you open on Friday, so
yes, we're about to make a mad dash.
Yes. All right. Well, make sure you go and visit theaterofgadsden.org. So we're going to take let's see, where are we going? We are going to go to a weather with Lacey Clance. No, after this break, we're going to be going to weather with Lacey Clance, so stay tuned.
I'm John Garlick, and I'm running for probate judge here in Calhoun County, and I'm asking for your vote. From accounting and finance to law enforcement and mental health, my education, training, and experience make me uniquely qualified to be your probate judge. Now, I've sworn an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States and the great state of Alabama, and I look forward to taking that oath again as your next probate judge. I'm John Garlick, and I'm asking for your vote.
Spend your weekend at the 18th Annual Barber Vintage Festival, presented by BMW Motorrad. Thrilling stunt shows, food trucks, beer gardens, live music, and a kid zone brings the fun for everyone. Get your tickets now.
For today's Forecast Extra, pictured on the left is a very unusual sight in Florida. Tuesday morning, wildfire smoke all the way from Canada affected Florida. Yes, that is wild. Now, this is what it looked like for people on their way to work at the Kennedy Space Center near the town of Titusville. As the smoke turned the sky a hazy gray, it made for unhealthy air quality across a wide range of the Florida peninsula, including parts of Orlando, home to Disney World, and multiple other theme parks. Other places with air quality in the red zone, which is the chart pictured on the right, that included areas in or near Jacksonville, West Palm Beach, Lake Okeechobee, and Venice. Now, we've seen this same situation in the recent months in places like New York City, but how did it get to Florida? The smoke was steered southwestward by an omega block of high pressure that also brought recent record heat to the plains Midwest and Northeast. This weather is just getting crazier and crazier all across the globe. Now, here in Oxford this week, we're going to have mostly clear skies and then with cooler temperatures this weekend and into next week. Now, tonight it's getting down to 63 degrees and we'll have partly cloudy skies. Then tomorrow it's getting up to 84 degrees and we'll have a mix of clouds and sunshine. Now, for the next 7 days, we're still seeing the 80s for the next few days, but starting on Saturday, we are done with the 80s, and hopefully they are not coming back until another 8 months or so, for we just hope. Now, there is supposed to be about a 20% chance of rain on Friday, but that's probably not going to happen, so hopefully it won't affect any of the football games that we have going on here in the community. And then Sunday night, it is still getting all the way down to 49 for the low, so it is such a celebration here in the studio. We are so excited about that. So be sure to grab your blankets. It's going to be getting cold, and hopefully it's only going to get colder. Time will tell. I'm Lacey Clontz with your TV 24 weather. Coming up, sports. We'll be right back.
The Coosa Valley, on the banks of the Coosa River in Gadsden, Alabama. Fishing, boating, and paddling, and home to Team One Chevrolet. Team One Chevy has been serving generations for years. Even the grandkids are grown. Come by and see why so many people come back to Team One Chevy in Gadsden.
Home of the best people, the best service, period.
Come see the wonder that is the Festival of Lights, proudly sponsored by First Bank of Alabama. Chocolaco Park is filled with over 1 million lights and twinkling displays of all the Christmas favorites. You can park and enter Santa's Village, where there is an outdoor skating rink, inflatables for the kids, food trucks, and have your photo made with Santa. Get your tickets now at oxfordlights.com.
Located in Alexandria, Alabama, Ron's Barbecue is now back open 10 to 8 Wednesday through Sunday. A local family-owned and operated business, Ron's is providing slow-smoked ribs, barbecue chicken, and more. Known for the huge buffalo chicken tenders and the delicious smash burger, Ron's is perfect for the family night out or a lunchtime meeting. Come on out and try Calhoun County's newest local barbecue restaurant.
At Southern
Southern States Bank, we pride ourselves on being your local bank. We're your neighbors and involved in the community. We're the bank featuring the Southern Rewards checking account, a cashback account with no ATM fees. We're on the cutting edge and always have a smiling face to help you out. Stop being just another number at the big bank and start being a neighbor at Southern States Bank. Let us be the bank for you and your business.
Ron Dover, owner of Ron's Barbecue and Cutter's Pizza, met with our very own Roger Flint recently to talk about his former coach, Reagan Clark, at Ohatchee. Since Ron is an Ohatchee alumni, they spoke about remembering his former coach and honoring him by renaming Ohatchee Stadium after him.
Friday night at Roger with TV24 here. I'm here with Ron Dover today. We're going to discuss the big happening Friday night at Ohatchee at the Creek Bank. Reagan Clark, big ceremony naming the stadium after him. Great. So glad to have Ron with us today. Ron, tell us what's been going on with this, man.
Well, we just decided to do something for Coach Clark. I mean, it needed to have been done a long time ago, and we just didn't
Right.
It just never happened. We didn't think of it in time for him, but you know, he was inducted into the Calhoun County Sports Hall of Fame a couple years ago, and then he got sick after that. We were going to do some things in 2020, but the COVID hit, and Coach Clark was having some health issues, and he didn't want to get out.
Right.
So we sort of canceled everything, but it wasn't the stadium. It was our 50-year reunion for our state playoff game.
Right.
So then we're just pursuing, just wanting to get the stadium named Reagan Clark, because it's always Roy C. Owens.
That's why, yeah, I was going to ask you, that was one of my questions. I know it's Roy C. Owens Field,
That's
correct?
Right. That's correct.
This is going to be Reagan Clark Stadium,
That's
correct?
That's correct.
Everyone please know that, okay? That's a big deal, okay? There's a lot of football fields, basketball arenas all over this has two names, okay? So keep in mind, Roy C. Owens is still field, okay, but we have Reagan Clark Stadium, okay? So we got that clear. But kind of tell us, you were a big part of the 1970 team that made the state playoffs and that type of thing. Tell us, I mean, we all know Reagan pretty much. Anybody that had anybody back during that era, back when he went to high school and back when he coached in this Alexandria, Ohatchee, Calhoun County area, everybody knew who Reagan Clark was. What kind of, you played for him, you and your buddies, I mean, y'all get together, talk about it. What sets him apart that makes him different? And consider he's got a son that's been a successful college football coach too, Bill Clark. What sets him apart to makes him the person that he is?
I think the drive that he had for people to be successful. I mean, it wasn't about just wins and losses with him. It was making you a better person, making you understand what life's going to be about. And believe me, once you step off that graduation field, then you start learning what life's all about. And so he prepared people for that also, but his drive and motivation for being 100%, that wasn't good enough.
Right.
You had to go that 10 extra, 15 extra percent. And there's times you didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
Until somebody pushed you to that.
And I've always heard he's one of them coaches, you know, he may get on your butt and rides you hard, but then at the end of the day, he'll tell you he loves you.
Put his arm around you.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he's one of those guys. And
you can have, there'll be players out there Friday night that, I just saw one this past Friday night. He said 5 months before Coach got sick, that he was able to tell him what he meant to him personally. He was on our 74 team, which I think may have been one of the better ones. We got beat by Rembrandt that year in the playoffs, but that may be one of the best teams we ever had. They beat Alexandria that year and stuff like that. But this guy made me feel really good the other night. Right. He said, I can't wait to be there.
Right. Well, so this Friday night.
6:30 before the 6:30.
And if you want to see the rest of that interview, it is posted on our Facebook page, and we will have cameras out there for the special event. So we will have some footage for you on that. So it's going to be a great time.
Absolutely. Wow.
I don't know if you had coaches, because I know you guys didn't play sports as much as I did, but if you cheered or anything else and had coaches for that. So.
Yeah. They're very important.
Very important, absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you for tuning in to the TV24 News presented by Team One Chevrolet of Gadsden. Signing off from Oxford, Alabama. We'll see you tomorrow.